Hey everyone, this is Mitch from Florida again. Here's another project I got for you if you want to try to build it. Little F-4 Phantom. It's a profile model. Uh, Very easy to build. You only have three pieces: the fuselage, the wing, and the tail. Okay, let's get into the assembly of this thing. First of all, you're going to be using Dollar Tree foam board. And on the Dollar Tree foam board, you're going to remove the paper. You're going to remove the paper for the fuselage, the wings, and the tail. And you can best do this with using some Windex type cleaner. You just spray the foam board with it, the paper with it, and within 15 seconds you can peel it right off. One thing to remember with the Dollar Tree foam board, it has a grain to it. And that grain is usually running, it always runs to the length of the board. And what you'll notice if you hold your Dollar Tree foam board up with the paper, you'll see one side's flat. On the flip side, you'll see ripples. And those ripples run the length of the foam board. So when you cut out any long pieces, cut them out with the length of the foam board, like your wing. You want to go with the length of the foam board, okay? So that covers that. Okay, covering the fuselage, I have a link on my download page here, and you can click that link on and it will show you exactly how to paper cover your fuselage. One thing about that, remember, before you do any covering or anything, you want to spray any printed stuff like your decals or your fuselage. You want to spray it with a clear spray. That sets the ink, so the ink's not going to run on you if you get it wet. Okay, after you paper cover the fuselage, let the fuselage dry. Good thing, put it between two boards or something, let it be nice and flat and dry overnight. Okay, the next thing you want to do is cut out your wing. You're going to cut the wing out in one piece. Okay, of course there's no paper on the foam board, so you'll cut your wing out. You cut your slots for your motors, which are approximately 7 by 12, 7 by 15 slots. After you cut the wing out, you're going to sand and round the leading edges of the wing. After you do that, you're going to take some clear tape and wrap the leading edge all the way down to here and do it on the other side too. That's going to strengthen the wing and plus protect that edge from getting all nicked up. If you're going to paint the plane, you want to sand that tape down with some 400 grit sandpaper, and that way the paint will adhere to it. On your dihedral, for your wingtip dihedral here, you'll notice there's a blue line on the plans. You'll draw that line, crease it right there where the blue line is, and add about a 1/2 inch dihedral to each wingtip. So basically you're done with the wing. Okay, on the tail, after you cut out the tail, what you'll do is flip the tail over and crease it down the middle so you can bend it. You're going to put anhedral into the tail, which is a slant, which is sloping downwards, and there's a little gauge that you're going to cut out, and you'll place that gauge against the side of the fuselage, and that will set your angle. And what I did is I set one side, I hot glued it, let the hot glue dry, and then I did the other side. Pretty straightforward, guys. Okay, this plane is hooked up with the 3-channel. I'm using a WL Toys F959 receiver, which is a 7.4 operating system. Okay, and I'm having a aileron control, which I'll show you here. Up, down, left, right, and of course my motor control. Okay, these are 3.7 volt motors. And what I did on these was I wired them in series, which means one motor is connected to the other motor, one wire to one wire, and then one positive, one negative to the battery or the receiver output. That way I produce a 3.7 volt drop. I only get 3.7 volts to each motor. If you wire the motors in parallel, you're going to get 7.4 volts, and you're going to end up burning out your motors. One thing though, guys, you're not restricted to using this WL Toys 959 receiver. You can use another type of micro receiver with nano servos. You can use a Park Zone receiver, I believe, and also the e-flite type receivers. So you're not restricted there. Okay, on this I'm using a Fly Sky transmitter. This has the same protocol as the WL Toys receivers. And of course I'm using a 7.4 LiPo battery, and that is, I believe, 150 milliamp, and I have a 200 milliamp that I use. The CG on this model is 70 millimeters from this point here to there. 70 millimeters is where your CG is going to be, and my hole for my receiver is cut 35 millimeters from that front location. Okay, now flying the plane flies really well. I have a really restricted place that I fly in. I test these in my front yard. I have trees, power lines, mailboxes, everything you can think of. The plane's really responsive. If I can fly it here, you can fly it anywhere. So it would be a good little project for you. Fast build. And it's the type of plane you can carry in your car and fly it anywhere, actually. Okay, guys, if I think of anything else, I'll post it on my video, but that's basically it. And if you want to build this, good luck and good flying. Okay, guys, one thing I forgot to mention, you can download the plans. There will be a link on the page here for downloading the plans, and also that link for paper covering your fuselage. When you get to the site, just look for plans for the F-4 Phantom. You'll click that on and you'll see PDF files. Download the PDF files and go from there. Everything will be printed out on 8.5 by 11 plain sheets of paper. And but just remember to spray after you print out the fuselage. Make sure you spray coat that with some clear spray. Okay, guys, good luck.